Laura Gellar recently sent me some of her products. This is the Tuscan Dreams palette. So it's got a highlighter, bronzer, blush, and some eyeshadows. They sent me a brush, application brush, which goes with the baked foundation. So yeah, I'll walk y'all through the products. I'm not gonna lie, it took me a while to get used to using the Laura Gellar. But since I have gotten more used to it, I really like it. I will say that this is my second try at a shade. The original shade I got was way too dark. And then this one I felt like was too dark. So whatever shade you normally wear, I would go 1 or 2 shades lighter. And you'll see as I put it on, like I get more and more tan, but I'm very tan, so it doesn't look weird anymore because now that it's summer, I'm a lot more tan. But when I first got it in, I was like, there's no way, I look too orange. I'm one of those people that tans orange, and I kept looking for like a tutorial about how to apply it because I was like, this is so, I just swirl it around and put it on, and nobody really says that, and then I just keep applying it till I think it looks like the way it should. So I don't think it goes on even, but eventually it all evens out. You just gotta kind of build it up. I did already have on under eye concealer because I can't go without under eye concealer. So I couldn't just cover it with foundation. That's not gonna cut it. So this is their baked foundation. And then I'm gonna stop there. I'll probably put on a little more, but they also sent me their Tuscan Dreams palette. And so it's got a handful of things. So it's got the blush, the highlighter, the bronzer, and then some eyeshadows. So using the same brush for the most part. I do use a different blush brush because it's so bright. Yeah, so just put the blush on. And I really like the color. I think the Tuscan blush, the Starfish Island blush, that's the color. I think looks good on olive skin, which I think I'm considered to be olive skin. And then the highlighter, again, you just kind of pat it on. And you put it up above, and it says on the back how to use each category. So I just do what it said on the back. It's the bronzer. So, and then I always choose the lightest color, which happens to be this one, all over the lid. And then from there I decide what I want the overall look to look like based on my makeup. But this is my go-to base shade right now, and it is called Perla. I just put it all over the lid. Now, I know some people like to put it in the corner. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And then just based on what I'm wearing, I'm gonna go with the Sabia, which is this color here in the, so I'm going very neutral because I'm dressed very neutral today. And I just put that second color right in the crease of my eyelid. And sometimes it takes a couple, like two go arounds with that, depending on how it, sometimes I don't get enough shadow on the brush because it is that baked. So you really gotta like tap it to get it on the brush. Okay, and then I'm wearing brown. So if I was wearing like black or gray, I would switch palettes because I wouldn't, my third color would be to match my outfit. But I'm gonna go with the Luna because I am in beige. So just sticking with some browns. And if you're like, man, she's really rushing through this, I have a Zoom call in 15 minutes. So, but that's the nice thing about the palette is because it all goes together. You can very like rapidly like get ready, which I appreciate. So now that I've got all of that on, that's kind of when I go back to the foundation and I'm like, okay, now that I've got on more color, where am I missing some coverage? And it's pretty obvious. So I did a pretty good job initially, but yeah. So, pretty good color. My hair doesn't look so hot. I curled my hair, but it's very humid in Texas, so this is the outcome. But yeah, so I'm gonna add some eyeliner and mascara and then I'll be done.